Playoffs? Yeah, the Cougs know something about the playoffs. Your University of St. Francis team wrapped up the regular season 2 weeks ago with a win at Taylor University, 40-20. It's the fourth straight win for a team that couldn't afford a loss, or the playoffs would have been non-existent. Along the way, a lot of Cougs have stepped up, like sophomore QB Matt Crable, who received his first MSFA Player of the Week award after throwing for 265 yards and rushing for 96 yards, accounting for 4 touchdowns in the win over the Trojans.
Yeah, Matt's playing with great confidence right now. And we're starting to get some people well. The off week has been huge in getting Piercen Harnish back to full speed. Jay Green, who's been out since September the 15th. He's tried a couple times, but high ankle sprains take a while. But now it looks like he's back as well. Finally about a month ago, I said, I'm not going to ask anymore. When you're 100%, come and tell me. So he did last week. So that's good. You have he and PJ Dean back there, man. You got double-edged sword. And defensively, we get Jamisic back and Piercen back. Man, I expect us to be playing well and peaking at the right time as we go into postseason.
Junior kicker Gavin Gardner was also named Conference Player of the Week after connecting on a new school record 46-yard field goal.
Well, Gavin's a great young man. You just have to love him. Always got a smile on his face, and he's gotten better. He's playing with confidence right now, and I've got great confidence in him. Put somebody out there on a 46-yard shot, and he had a little room to spare. He's good. He's a very good kicker. Sometimes I decide not to go for a field goal and try to go for the first down or the 6. And those are strategical decisions. They're not has anything to do with confidence or lack of. With Gavin, I had utmost confidence in him.
And with the win at Taylor came Coach Donnelly's 324th career win, passing Paul Bear Bryant. In 40 seasons roaming the sidelines, a lot of athletes have been positively influenced by Kevin's work ethic, moral compass, and persistence to be the best.
Well, I think it's more about all the players that were involved in those 324 wins. I've heard from guys that I haven't heard from in a long time, guys that played 40 years ago. I had a student trainer that says, I was there for the first one in 1978. It's just good to know that, the relationships that have been developed over the last 40 years, and so many people being a part of that is a real family bond that can never be taken away.
So when a family member becomes the first to be named as a finalist for the William V. Campbell Trophy, it's special and instills a lot of pride throughout a lot of people. Piercen Harnish, along with Fort Wayne native Drew Tranquil, are 2 of 13 that will head to New York on December the 4th.
Yeah, Drew was a year older than me because I think he redshirted at Notre Dame, and Drew was on the AWP team. I was there. And Justin, his little brother, I wouldn't say little brother, but a year younger than him, is at Western Michigan, and Justin and I played 2 years together on that team. But yeah, it's kind of cool just to see 2 kids from the same hometown that played when we were 17, 18 years old, and now we're both 22, 23, and we're going to be out in New York celebrating each other's accomplishments.
Folks don't realize this is the academic Heisman of all divisions of college football. We've got 2 guys right here from Fort Wayne area, Drew Tranquil from Notre Dame and Piercen Harnish, that are representing Northeast Indiana. That's a big deal. I'm so happy for Piercen, and he is so well deserving. I think he's got the highest GPA on that list, being the record setter in tackles and being the leader that he is, and being involved so much in the community and giving back. I don't know who would be a better recipient than a little guy from St. Francis in Fort Wayne, Indiana, a little NAIA school. I think he's the best of the best.
As it pertains to Cougar football and tackling opposing players, Harnish is the best. He set a new Cougar record for career tackles earlier this season during the St. Xavier game, passing Cougar legend Brian Kurtz 393 tackles. Harnish now sits with 438 total tackles. What's even more impressive is that his partner in crime, linebacker Eric Dunton, also passed Kurtz this past game and now has 396 career tackles.
That's the best duo that I've ever had. I mean, I've had great linebackers. Kurtz was just a tough guy. I mean, he was a great linebacker. He was all over the field. I wake up in the middle of the night and I hear the crash of the hits that they made through the years. But to have a duo like that, man, you talk about Batman and Robin, I don't know who's what, but those two were all over the place. They're always making plays. And the thing about it is, they support each other. They're best of friends. They're happy when the other one has great success and makes great plays.
You know, it's something to say that you have two guys that are, I don't know if Eric's over 400 tackles yet, but it's two guys on the same team in the same grade that are 1-2 and over 400. I mean, that tells you that we've played a lot of football games, and it tells you have a great up front and you have a great defensive line that's just keeping the guys off you, and you know, you can't say the least. I mean, we've had guys from Christian Johnson to Eric Himmelgarn to guys this year like Matt Swartz, James Jamesich, and Jordan May, and guys like that, and Miles McClendon. You know, just you gotta give thanks where thanks is due. And but you know, if Eric didn't really start playing until his sophomore year, so I mean, you gotta give hats to him. He's basically done this in 3 years, and you know, I've learned a lot from him because he's very athletic, and when you watch film, you can learn from him. And I think when you're a leader of a defense, you got to be able to learn from other players. And you know, Eric's been a great asset to our team, and he's turned into a great leader and a senior captain this year. So I think just guys like that, like Wilmer Cole, that's just been all 4 years, just been a stud. And you know, when we have those guys going, we just want to be able to take that where we have leadership and go into the playoffs and finish our senior season right.
From his freshman year to this moment now, Piercen is not the same. He's better. Now married to his wife Arissa with a 3-month-old son Jackson. Though much has changed, the goal remains the same as Harnish winds down his Cougar football career.
Obviously things have changed, but I think it makes you put stuff in perspective because, you know, life has changed a lot, but you know, you got to be able to set things aside and become a man, because now you're married and you got a boy, so those are obviously going to be your top priorities. And then you got football, which is your job, so that's also got to be high up there. And so you know, it's changed a lot since my freshman year, but the same goals and dreams are the same. You always want to be the best football player you can be, the best leader you can be, and take the team to the best heights they can be. You gotta realize, like, it could be the last time stepping out here on Darcy Stadium, could be the last time ever stepping out in a football uniform, but you can't let that cloud your mind during the game, because then you'll not play at your full capacity. So yes, you gotta realize it could be your last time, but you gotta be able to put that behind and just learn what you did. You gotta be able to take what you learned during practice and put that into the game on Saturday.
And this Saturday starts the NAIA Football Championship Series. There's only 4 schools in the history of Cougar football that USF has not beaten, and the Cougs' next opponent is one of them. Number 10 Grandview brings with them an 8-2 record and the number 1 ranked rushing defense in the country.
Well, we played Grandview the first time in 2013. They won the national title that year. And then in 2014, they got us here. You know, they're an outstanding football program. They have a great coaching staff. They moved to the Heart of America Conference several years back, so we haven't played them since 2014. They remind you of Siena Heights. They're that type of offense. They want to run the ball, keep it away. very physical on both sides of the ball. Outstanding defense, like you say, they're first in the country in rushing defense. So, it's going to be a real challenge for us. But, we're looking forward to it. This is the time of year when our players know it's crunch time, and it's time to be your very best. So I expect that to be the case.
When you look at its playoffs, so the 16 teams that got in, they all have winning records. It's not like you're playing in and out games. You're at your conference. You're playing to survive, and everyone has battled injuries. Everyone's battled through the season. Everyone got here, so you got to give the hats off to them that everyone's made it and that everyone's going to be great. So, Grandview, you got to treat them like any other team. You got to prepare like it's any other Saturday, but you also got to prepare like it could be my last Saturday or the seniors' last Saturday. So everything's got to be on the line. And we want to change that 0-2 record because that's never good to have it for a St. Francis program. But none of us have played them. None of us have experienced Grandview, so it should be a good game on Saturday.